is the GIS Evening Report for Monday, April 8, 2024. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, government appoints new cannabis committee. Details to this story and more after the break.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. Make us all VIPs. Take your vaccine, get immunized and protected. Kids, let's build our immunity to have a healthier society. I'm vaccinated, I'm immunized, and I'm protected. Get vaccinated, for we the children's future. Protect this spice together. Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs, Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back. A new cannabis working committee has been given a 6-month mandate to steer the government of Grenada on its way forward for the industry. According to Minister Andrew, the government recognizes the economic and social benefits of a well-regulated cannabis industry. Minister Andrew reiterated the government's commitment to developing a responsible and evidence-based framework prioritizing public health and safety. The committee will play a key role in data gathering through consultations, making policies and legislative recommendations, as well as advise the government of Grenada on the best industry model for adoption.
It will be useful to inform the nation that the Cabinet has now taken a decision to form a new committee to examine the whole issue surrounding our cannabis industry for Grenada. It's a 6-member committee comprised of persons, experts in that area. The committee has been given a mandate to work with. We would expect that committee to fulfill its mandate so that by September of this year, the government will be provided with an objective final report with recommendations on the way forward for our cannabis industry here in Grenada. I met with the committee this morning. I went through with them the mandate that was given to them by Cabinet, and I received the commitment from all committee members to work with alacrity to have the mandate fulfilled within the time period as prescribed by the Cabinet. I therefore have the full confidence that that committee will in fact go to work and deliver in time and on time as prescribed by the Cabinet. So I want to take the opportunity to wish the committee best wishes in its work, and they have all expressed their commitment to work with alacrity to get the work done within the time frame as prescribed by the Cabinet.
The committee comprises Dr. Sean Charles, Anselm Cloudon, Josh Hector, psychologist, Tanja Alexander, cannabis expert, and ACP Vanny Cohen. Government is expecting the recommendation from the working committee in 6 months' time. Grenada continues to employ measures to train and certify community volunteers to improve the country's emergency response strategy. The Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, educates people about disaster preparedness on hazards that may impact their areas and train them in basic response skills. The project is a component under the Country Directed Fund, CDF, under the delegation of the European Union to Barbados project, geared towards building the resilience of the CARIFORUM states to disaster risk and climate change impacts through SEDIMA coordinating unit. The National Disaster Management Agency is implementing the project locally. Disaster coordinator Dr. Terence Walters says it is important for the communities to take responsibility for their own safety and protection, which augurs well for the development of the country.
It is critically important that we ensure that our people at the community level, village level, at the households, are prepared to respond and save lives. Because sometimes the actions that you take on the scene or immediately can save a life or lives. Okay, the action that you take. So it's not waiting for the medical people to arrive, because they may take a while. It's not waiting for the security to arrive. They may take a while. But the actions that you take right on the scene, right there, can save lives. So we do understand that it is critical to have training, to have persons trained. I urge you that as you embark on this training this week, that you take it very seriously. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a lot of work. Some days you'd have to work a little late. I think there's one night you'd have to work until about 11, 12 o'clock, right? That kind of thing, right? So be prepared for that, but it's just one night out of 365 in the year, okay? One out of 365 in the year that you're going to be asked to work very late for. So I urge you to really take this serious and ensure that you get the most out of this community emergency response teams training.
Chief Regional Facilitator Mr. Anthony Williams says training the volunteers will act as an extension of the first responders services until the professionals arrive.
The purpose of this community response team training is to produce volunteers with a reasonable amount of knowledge and skills to complement the duties of the professional responders in Grenada. Many of the Caribbean countries need to build capacity for responding to emergencies and disasters with which we are faced, and very often they come uninvited. Therefore, participants are encouraged to focus on learning the skills that will enable them to demonstrate to locals and visitors alike when the need arises.
Participants who recently completed the Training of Trainers workshop will assist in facilitating the 2-week classroom and field exercise sessions with the volunteers. Continuing the news, Grenadian entrepreneurs are participating in a 3-day capacity building and consultancy for technical assistance program, part of an OECS commission and the 11th EDF regional integration. The consultation seeks to strengthen and consolidate capacity of services, support institutions and business participants, and improve data collection for business services. Honorable Joseph Andal, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, says the consultation fits well with his government's innovative initiative incentive investment regime. This assists with streamlining bureaucratic and legal processes to increase the attractiveness of foreign direct investment and provide ease in doing business in Grenada.
Having accurate data is essential for understanding the complex role that international trade plays in the Grenadian economy. This workshop's thematic focus on data collection is therefore a critical pillar of advancing and informing strategic policy formation. In this vein, it is important to note that both policy and decision-making at all levels are often constrained by the lack of proper data. Accurate data collection is critical to making informed business decisions, ensuring quality assurance, and maintaining research integrity.
He added that the fundamental outcome of this consultation is to improve the collection quality of international trade in service statistics by enhancing technical capacity and raising stakeholder awareness about the importance of international trade services.
The integrity of data collection is key and must remain a frontline priority for the services sector. An integral objective of this consultancy is to receive national perspectives and positions regarding the spectrum of other data elements that are required to support national and regional efforts towards services sector development. This will ultimately enable the compilation of high levels of disaggregated data for business services sectors of socioeconomic priority.
Mrs. Dolores Francis, Senior Technical Specialist, OECS Commission, highlighted what the consultancy aims to achieve on completion.
The consultancy at its conclusion would have ensured that there is consolidation, not just within Grenada, but also across institutions at the regional level, CARICOM Secretariat, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, OECS Commission, and of course our partners, the UNCTAD, that new data needs of our private sector would be identified, that we would have addressed any existing data gaps, and that we would make provisions for any future revisions or updates to the tools for the collection of data, that we would have identified enhanced sources of data. There is a lot of administrative data that is available, and this meeting will allow for the discussion of that. And finally, that we would have provided support to the work of the Ministry of Trade, National Statistical Office, and other regional entities.
This is the GIS Evening Report. More news after this break.
Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th. Coming together to preserve and showcase our culture is who we are. Friday the 26th, Belmont at the Chapel. Early morning libation, 3 p.m. Saraka, 7 p.m. the official opening ceremony and cultural evening. Saturday from 10 a.m. Hillsborough Square. It's Strings in the City. Then at 8 p.m. we move to the Botanical Gardens for cultural explosion with local and regional performances featuring Touch the Band. Admission $60. Then on Sunday, it's the grand finale, Paradise Beach. From 12 noon, musical entertainment. And from 4 p.m., Paradise Beach Friends, cultural entertainment and live music. Admission $20. Come and learn to dance the quadrille and big drum on Paradise Beach every Sunday after the launch until the festival ends. Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival 2024, April 26th to the 28th.
Welcome back. Cultural officials are pleased with the increase in activities and participation at the River Sally Saraka. CEO of the Grenada Cultural Foundation, Livingston Nelson, says the 2024 traditional event organized in collaboration with the Live a Sally organization was a huge success. The annual event, which was staged on Friday, brought the community together in traditional food preparation and display, drumming, and other practices.
Yes, we had more cooks this year, but we also witnessed that we have more activities and we try to bring more of the cultural act. And every year we seem to add a different component. That's the first time we have the Apache. That's the first time they're having the Moko Jumbi as part of the experience. So all in all, we're experimenting with seeing what we can do to pleasure Grenadians, but also to make sure we stay focused in selling the Grenadian culture. Salaka is about everybody coming together to contribute food. We tend to not let the people do what the committee do, that aspect of it. But in terms of helping, giving support to the other aspect, the Cultural Foundation believe it is okay to lend support in that way and to recreate the eating on the leaves.
Cultural Minister Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas commended the Live Week organization on its efforts to keep the tradition alive and encourage youth involvement.
What I've seen here, I must congratulate the Honorable Dennis Cornwall for giving his support to the organization, and I must commend the organization for putting on such a fantastic show. What I've seen here in regards to the cultural performances, it's an indication that our citizens in River Sally, they are paying particular attention to our tradition and practicing it, and I really hope that other areas throughout Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique can really and truly adopt. I mean, Carriacou is leading, but apart from Carriacou, you have River Sally, and we don't have that going on to other parts of the country. We really wish that people can participate and be part of it, because it is our rich cultural heritage, and I feel good that Grenada is promoting it. I had the opportunity to experience Saraka. I had the opportunity to experience Shango in the village, which has similar activities, and I grew up eating on banana leaves and blogger leaves and eating with your hand. So those things are not a surprise to me. I'm quite familiar with it, and I love to see that 50 plus years thereafter, it is still being practiced in Grenada, and I'm happy to be the Minister for Culture presiding over that.
Finally, in the news, 2024 is the 33rd year of celebrations for the St. Mark's celebration, which was launched over the weekend. The celebration, organized by the St. Mark's Organization for Development, is being planned together with the St. Mark 50th Independence Celebrations Committee. Raymond Batiste, president of the St. Mark Organization for Development, says that they are committed to the advancement of the festivities in the parish.
Although the annual festival is the highlight of our activities, SMOD is not just about an annual festival. Our goal is to continue to contribute to the enhancement of our parish socially, economically, and environmentally. The theme of this year's festival emerged from our acknowledgement of the fact that we did not do enough in 2023, and so we endeavor to do more in 2024.
The president highlighted some of the major accomplishments of the organization.
We implemented a farmers project in which 10 farmers benefited directly through a rainwater harvesting program. So we built them a shed, which they can use for storing their farm implements and also collecting water into a tank so that they can use to irrigate the crops in dry spells, during dry spells. We installed a seedling nursery. At the moment, farmers have to go all in Happy Hill or in Suttles or Grenville to get plants, lettuce plants and so on. We have installed a seedling nursery, which would come into operation sometime this year so that farmers can get a ready supply of planting materials to supply their needs. We also secure a soil tiller so that farmers can reduce their manual labor, right? So they can plow the land with less effort, and it will be more efficient and faster operation. So this is going to be available to the farmers once it's up and running.
Parliamentary representative for the parish, Honorable Clarice Modest-Curran, said that everyone must be involved to take St. Mark's to the next level.
It is said that it takes a village to grow up a child. I also believe we can extend that to say that it takes a village to build a people, to build a community, and to build a country. SMOD has replaced the St. Mark, it used to be St. Mark Development Committee. Now it's SMOD. But I think the goals and the ideals are no less, and the zeal is no less. So I want to encourage all of us. This is our community. Let us work together to build our community. Let us strengthen what is happening, and whatever is good, whatever is lofty, let us be a part of it so that we can have a wonderful community.
The Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, Senator Quince Britton, spoke on behalf of the Ministry of Culture at the launch event. Senator Quince Britton mentioned that the Department of Culture will be supporting community activities throughout Grenada.
The whole idea is to ensure that every village in St. Mark get recognized or get a chance to showcase what it is that they have to offer some way or the other. And this is one of the reasons why the Department of Culture is ensuring that we support in whatever way that we can. In fact, in a recent meeting with the Minister of Culture, together with the CEO of the Cultural Foundation and the chair or the chief cultural officer, he lamented the need to support and give more recognition to committees like SMOD to ensure that the parish events that they put on an annual basis is successful.
And with that, we conclude tonight's broadcast. On behalf of the news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Chris Mitchell saying thank you for joining us.